Good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. Today is October 1st. September is gone, October is here, and the weather is going to be getting cooler. So now is when it starts getting cool. Now we got to start wearing layers. Right. Now we've got to start wearing layers. But today is also our Wednesday volunteers breakfast, 8 o'clock at the Methodist Church. Good stuff. Well, here we are at Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help our students and interested people on their journey through this life. The adventure of a lifetime, right? So, all are welcome, and it is recommended that you look at this as a student, not as a skeptic. Because we know no matter what it is, it's easy to say, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. So, Father, if you're going to not be open-minded, what's the point of wasting your time? But all are welcome. This is for people who, from a spiritual, religious side, who are not saved, who are still working out their salvation with fear and trembling. This is for those people who are not saved. If you're saved, you've got it made. Everything's great. If I knew I was saved, I would pray every day for, take me today, Lord, take me today. Since I'm already saved, I'm just wasting my time here. This is just not good. Take me today. But that kind of doesn't make sense, does it? So, but if you're saved, great, good, perfect. If you are successful, this is not really for you, but you are welcome. This is for the people who don't quite get it. And so to help you get it, we break it down into 4 areas: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. The spiritual we do Monday, on weekends, we call it G School. For purposes here today, you can consider it as AA and NA consider your higher power. Okay, so just consider it that way. This is not religious indoctrination 101. No, it's not that. Just consider it your higher power. G School is your higher power. And we have what I believe to be compelling, but again, we're here to help you on your journey through this life. Boom, your adventure of a lifetime. So we focus on the physical. You can break that down into fitness and health. Fitness is working out, exercising, making your body so that you can do things. You're supple, you're whatever. You're toned. Health is what you ingest. Take care of what you eat and drink every day. Mental, always be learning. Consider life is my classroom. Always be learning. And things are going faster and faster than ever before, so you have to spend more and more time learning. If you don't know AI, if you haven't learned AI, you will be hosed. But to know AI, you really need to know a lot of other stuff, including how to type. Because success is much easier for people who are educated, who are articulate, and who are attractive, and who are ambitious or conscientious. If you are not well educated, it's going to be harder. If you are not articulate, it's going to be harder. So you can be educated and not articulate, can't communicate. Attractive. We're social animals. We like looking at people who are good looking. We like looking at things that are beautiful. do your best to be attractive. Don't wear a filthy hoodie with pajamas and unwashed pajamas and shower shoes. Don't wear 4 items of clothing, maybe 5 if you consider an undershirt. Not good. That is the opposite of being attractive. That's being repulsive. You're getting people to be, no, I don't want to get around him. There's just something weird. What kind of person walks around in pajama bottoms, shower shoes, and a filthy hoodie? Not good. Somebody that doesn't have a lot of self-respect. Okay, so educated, articulate, attractive, and ambitious or conscientious would be the more accurate term. Somebody who's getting things done, not somebody who's pontificating or pondering the nature of the universe, but people who are actually doing things to make other people's lives better, trying to be successful. Okay, 6 minutes in. Our theme of today, are you lucky? No, do you feel lucky? Do you feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk? As Dirty Harry said. Do you feel lucky today? Do you feel lucky? Did I shoot 5 rounds out of my Magnum 45, 44, whatever it was, 44 Magnum? Did I shoot 4 rounds or 5 rounds or 6 rounds? Well, punk, do you feel lucky? Is there one in the chamber? Are you going to go for it? And I pull the trigger and it's going to go bang or click. Your choice. Do you feel lucky? So down below in the worksheet, click while you're there, subscribe, click on the bell, share, you know the thing. Down below is a video on luck. Neurologist, I think he was. Back, I think in the 60s, James H. Austin wrote a book about luck, the 4 types of luck. He broke it down. And Darren Hardy talks about it. So down below, Darren Hardy's daily chat, link to it. Darren Hardy's link. There's a lot of text messages flying in right now. So Darren Hardy has down below link, luck, the 4 types of luck, and they're like a progression. Very good. And he references a neurologist named James H. Austin and his book about luck and chance. And we have a link to a YouTube video that breaks that down. One of the frustrating things for me is a lot of our Protestant brothers and sisters, you say, God, I got lucky. No, blessing. That was God's blessing on you. And I always find that a little bit offensive because it's like, okay, so God chose to bless me on this, but all of these other things, no. Or how about you? Why is it that randomly or not always we don't get the blessings? And what about the other people who are non-Christians, non-believers? If they believe something else, is God blessing them too? Or is it luck for them? They have luck, we have blessing, but it's the same thing. Or is God blessing people who are anti-Christian? Clark's 4th law problem. Clark's 4th law. What? Let's see what Not a Bevy has going here. Choose fitness. It is a go the extra mile. It's never crowded. And good. All right. What Not a Bevy. A Academy Award from Chose Fitness. Okay, so they chose fitness. Cool. All right. So our theme of today, once again, is do you feel lucky? Darren Hardy breaks it down. You want to get lucky? Spend an extra time every day doing things that bring luck on, because luck favors the bold, right? Luck favors the bold. The Roman god of fortune. Fortune favors the bold. So our Protestant brothers and sisters often believe, well, I'm just going to wait for God to bless me. Don't get ahead of God. Let go, let God. Okay, well, I'm just going to sit here at my desk waiting for God to do what he does. No, that makes no sense. And it turns out, if you look at the people who got lucky, really nobody got lucky because God just did it. People had to do it. All right, so we're getting far afield, but that's our theme for today. Do you feel lucky? And there's a couple of videos breaking it down. So if you want to get more blessed or more lucky, cool. Advice from an 80-year-old, October 1st, advice from an 80-year-old, have a firm handshake. Good advice, have a firm handshake. It's positively memorable. No, I put it this way. Let me say it this way. A bad handshake is memorable. A good handshake, just kind of like, okay, you're kind of one of us. You have that little bit of bonding going on. TED Talk. Well, let's do Seth Godin first. Recalculating the cost of convenience. Recalculating the cost of convenience. Convenience is seductive, and we trade precious things away for it all the time. Yeah, we want things to be convenient. Part of the reason it dominates our lives is that we only consider the cost once. After that, it continues to remind us of the benefits, the time and hassle and decisions we save. But convenience can cost us our humanity, our health, our well-being, our connection to others, and to what we truly care about. Even if it's a habit, it might be worth reminding ourselves of what we've given up in exchange. Work worth doing is another way to say inconvenient. Right. Work worth doing is inconvenient work. But it's what we're doing because it's worth doing, not because it's convenient. Okay, cool, great, superior. All right. Matt Jacobs Magnum, 44 Magnum. Most powerful handgun in the world. Is that still true? I don't know. Atticus von Atticus can tell us. Okay. Week 4, day 3. Leadership. How do I get people to do what I want them to do to help me on their journey through this life? And when I say want them to do, it's the good things, the good stuff. The stuff that helps me become successful. Which means what? The stuff that helps me become successful means what? Success is a function of money, times, meaning, and purpose. So I've got to do things to get money, but I have meaning in my life, meaning everything I do matters. I'm not just laying in bed all day or sitting there watching TV all day. Everything I do matters. Never was. Never was what? Act such that everything you do matters to be successful, and service to others. Right. So that's what we want to get people to do, to help us have money, meaning, and purpose in life. That's this week, how to do it. So today we're learning about Ignatius of Loyola, who, when we were 10 years ago, a purely prison program, Ignatius was our guy. Ignatius of Loyola was our guy, guy who didn't think he had to obey the rules, a guy who had run-ins with the law at least 3 times. He had to appear before the authorities because charges were brought against him. Non-civil charges were brought against him. You know, things like rape, fighting, corrupting people, heresy, you know, stuff like that. So, and he sort of got invited to leave 2 universities in Spain, Salamanca and I think Alcalá, before he went to the University of Paris and he met his first followers. But that's a different story. So the story now is today is to look at somebody who was going the wrong direction. Something happened, and then they changed direction and something good happened. And the key is there's a point of surrender. Surrendering who I think I am or who I'm holding on to being that is not working, to surrender that, to choose to become something else. Sort of perhaps like a caterpillar not fighting it, or the egg or the chicken breaking out of the egg type of thing, pecking its way out. Maybe sort of like that, but surrendering and then changing. Repenting, repent, surrender, change. So that's the story of Loyola. So we have just a quick little summary of his life, how he started out here from a good family, wasn't really deprived of anything, didn't have a rough childhood, sent him away to the king's court, kind of cool, became a soldier, rose in the ranks to, I think, captain, fought in battles, took lives. But then one day his luck ran out and he got hit by a cannonball. Oops. And it changed the course of his life. At first he struggled to get back to that life. Then he realized, no, I'm not going to get back to that life. I'm going to do this other thing that's that sort of life, but in a different way. And then fighting, struggling, living in a cave, bad situation, fighting it. And one day a vision appears after praying. Vision appears, surrenders to it. He's been repenting, praying for a change. Vision appears, surrender, and then onward and upward. So we can learn from that. That is the talk for today. And with that, we are going to say and cut. And cut. Boom.